morning, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. They've been having a small earthquake swarm there by Wilson, Kansas. They're minor. You might think, oh, no big deal unless you live there. I'm going to jump into these earthquakes. And as always, I'd like to ask you guys to please subscribe, thumbs up my videos, and share. And thank you to those of you that have recently subscribed. At 4:06 a.m. Central Daylight Time, there was a magnitude 2.8 earthquake. At 4:06 a.m., the USGS revised it to a 2.5. This was an intra-plate earthquake, meaning it occurred where there's no known faults or plate boundaries. But stress has built up for some reason, and that's causing these earthquakes. Is it because of Wilson Lake? Now, that's a man-made reservoir. Could the pressure of the water, the weight of the water, be causing these earthquakes for undocumented, unknown fault lines in this area? More research would need to be done to find that out. In the past week, there's been 5 earthquakes within this location. Here's that 2.5, which was originally a 2.8. They also got a 3.1, 3.2. The 3.1 was yesterday. The 3.2 was the day before. And then we got a 2.7. All of them fairly shallow, so they would have been felt over a wide area. Was it caused by the extraction of oil in Kansas? I found a webpage, I'll give you a link to this down below, for oil and gas activity in Wilson County, Kansas. And then down below here, it shows production. Let me pull it over, and you can see it's been dropping. But it only goes as far as, I believe January, if I can get this to move over. May? Yeah, May of this year. So maybe they're not doing any extracting there. If you live there, let me know. Disappointingly, at the Kansas Geological Survey, their webpage, they do not have these recent earthquakes that had occurred today or even yesterday. They only have 4 earthquakes listed here. So I don't know why they're not updating their website. You can see the 3.5. Well, actually, that was yesterday. USGS has it listed as a 3.1. But we know they do often downgrade earthquakes. Did you feel that earthquake? That earthquake occurred at 5:16 p.m. last night, and there was 8 reports. Here's the felt reports. The farthest one looks like Digton. 1 report, intensity level 2. Intensity level 4, which is surprising, by Dorrance. Intensity level 4 would mean that it was felt indoors by many, outdoors by a few during the day. At night, some would have been woken up. Dishes, windows, and doors were rattling, walls making cracking sounds, sensation like a heavy truck striking the building. Standing motor vehicles rocked noticeably. Earthquakes in Kansas used to only happen maybe 1 or twice a year up until 2013. Then the oil and gas production started up, and yep, earthquakes increased. The largest earthquake, I believe, in Kansas was probably a magnitude 5.1. Actually, there was one larger. That was, no, I'm correct. Okay. Thought maybe I got goofed up. That was in 1867, a 5.1, near Manhattan, Kansas. And that's along this, the fault zone of the Humboldt Fault. There is other areas where they have swarms of earthquake, but there's still oil and gas production going on in those locations. And you can see we got clusters here, clusters there, etc. Nowadays, there has been about 167 earthquakes a year near Wilson. Yeah, from only 1 to 2 a year for the entire state. Yeah, just for this location. 167. That's, yeah, not acceptable. That would be for a magnitude 1 or larger. They do have a lot of micro earthquakes that aren't reported, too small to be felt by people. And after looking at the website, yeah, I doubt if they would probably list them when it's not even up to date. Being the weekend, I'm wondering if we're going to have to wait until Monday when someone comes into the office, sees the USGS website notification, and then they'll put it on here. Who's in charge of this website? Who's getting paid for doing the work and they're not doing it? Very concerning. This has also been occurring in the Nemaha uplift zone. Yeah, very concerning. Like I said, it's all fine and dandy when they're minor earthquakes. If it's not you that lives there, yeah, get some museum putty to put on the bottom of your knickknacks so they don't go flying off during an earthquake. We have seen an uptick in earthquakes. Not just more earthquakes, but they've been larger of late. And I believe that's got a lot to do with the weakening of the Earth's magnetic field. There is an area of sunspots and coronal mass ejections from the sun. When they're Earth directed, they can also create earthquakes here, not just here, but around the world. And there's a really active zone right now, which is on the backside of the sun, but it should be coming around the eastern rim of the sun within about 2 to 3 days. So if there is a coronal mass ejection, yeah, it not only creates earthquakes, these events, but it also affects people's moods and people's health. It creates not only their mood with road rage or anger or being tense, but it causes high blood pressure. Yeah, there's more people who go to emergency rooms during times of solar activity, so I thought I would throw that in there. A lot of people do not realize that. But anyways, if this area, the state of Kansas, is capable of having a magnitude 5.1, you should be prepared. Yeah, get some putty to put on the bottom of your knickknacks. Bolt those bookcases to the walls. They sell straps to bolt your flat screen TVs to the walls. And with inflation, you don't want to be replacing your expensive electronics. Remove things that could fall on you when you're, watching TV at night or in bed sleeping. Don't want to get hit in the head by things flying off shelves. So that's all I have for you. If you felt these earthquakes, please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. I've been getting reports, and I do get reports every month for years and years. At the end of the month, YouTube, for some reason, their little AI unsubscribes people. So I have been monitoring what's going on here in the state of Kansas. And if you want to keep up to date, yeah, subscribe. Thank you again. Always be prepared. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.